The Event Importer add-on really only serves one purpose, and that is to allow for you to import events, venues, and organizers from a CSV file onto your site. I've activated the plugin, and you'll see if I go down into my settings page, ECP Events Importer appears. When I click it, it takes me to a page that gives me the instructions as well as the location where I'll upload the file itself. I need to import the venues and organizers first, then the events, so I'll be doing them all separately, and I need to follow these rules when I do so. For organizers, I have to include at least the organizer name. For venues, I have to include at least the venue name, and for events, I need to include at least the event name and the event start date. The first type I'm going to import are my organizers, which I have saved in a specific file on my desktop. When I click Import CSV File, it'll think for a second, and then it'll take me to the column mapping page, where I need to map up the data that I have in this file with the fields I want it to populate on the front end of my site. I'll go into the drop-down and pick what's appropriate. Organizer name, I'll obviously match with organizer name. Some of this data won't be here. A lot of your organizers will not have the address, etc., because that'll be tied to the venue. That's the case right here. So all I'm going to include is the name, phone number, website, and email. Once I'm satisfied with my configurations, I'll just hit Perform Import. And once it's done, it'll tell me how everything worked out. It'll tell me what was inserted, updated, and what failed. Definitions of what each of those mean appear right next to it. And then down below, I can see the numbers that correspond to that. I can see what failed specifically, so I can go open the CSV file and address those rows. But when I go into my organizers list now, you'll see that all these organizers are actually appearing as they should. Same thing will happen for events. If I go into my events importer, change this from organizers to events, pick the file from my desktop, and import it, I'll get to the column mapping page again. There's quite a bit more here because this is for all the event data. But if I match it up, start date, end date, start time, end time, venue name, or excuse me, event name. And then we'll also include the description, which in this case is called dealer info. I'll hit perform import. Again, it will think for a minute. You'll see it's plugging them all in one by one. And once it's done, I'll be redirected to a page that showed me all the results. Here, nothing failed, everything went into the system, so I don't see what rows were problematic. That's the gist of it. It's really a one-trick pony, but it does that trick very well. We look forward to getting some of you guys beta testing it and helping us improve the process.